Good morning, Dr. Gary here. On the road, we are dental practice brokers nationwide. Today's topic is, what is the solution when the seller's financial records are essentially a train wreck? We're going to talk about that today, and we'll get into it. So as you know, we are nationwide now. We're in 27 states selling dental practices. We have 10 employees, including 2 CPA accountants, marketing director, operations director, and 5 development acquisition specialists. We're available to you from 7:30 a.m. to 9:30 p.m. East Coast time, 363 days a year. We only take off Christmas and Easter. So if you call, we're available. Every day that phone gets picked up. Now, the information we're about to discuss is for entertainment purposes. It's not legal or business advice. If you're thinking about selling to a DSO or corporate dentistry, please call us first. We don't charge, historically, majority of DSOs, we do not charge a commission. DSO will pay our commission. We're independent, and we'll pick and choose which DSO we think is the best one for you. But we are independent. So they'll pay our commission on the vast majority of times, and occasionally we get legal fees paid or reimbursed at closing for the seller. So that works out real nice. So please give us a call. Now, if you want a free appraisal, we could talk to you about that. Call us and we can discuss some ideas. If you're a buyer and you're new or whatever, and you have some perplexing questions, please call us. We have 12 years of experience. Every deal is different. Every deal is challenging sometimes. Some of the smallest deals are sometimes the most challenging. So call us. We'll be happy to talk to you about it. So today's topic, what do you do when this seller of a dental practice has financial records that are, I call them a train wreck, challenging, totally confusing, and I don't know why and how they ever got into this situation. But apparently with their accountant, they think it's okay. So now you want to sell your dental practice, and you just can't present your financial records because they're all messed up. Because you have all these layers, for example, different layers of management, 5 layers, 6 layers. It's like this one and that one's paying this one's paying that one. It's like, what is all this stuff? And then sometimes it's done because it's, discretionary expenses they want to put in there. You don't have to go through all that. It's so confusing to unravel all of this. Now, you present this to a buyer, and a buyer's, let's say it's a private sale, a buyer's bank. They're going to have to unravel this. And they're not going to just look at it's not easy. Now, fortunately, we as brokers have 2 CPA accountants on staff. We're accustomed to doing this. We don't charge a seller anything extra, but we're accustomed to doing this to unravel some of these financial messes. One deal has taken us like over 2.5, 3 months. We have to go back to the buyer. We have to figure out why all these management layers are here. Then we have to go to the buyer's attorney for explanation. You've got to wait for the attorney's a week or 2 weeks for the buyer's attorney to try to give you some answers. Once we get the answers, then there's more levels that we have to unravel of chaos. For example, if your books and records aren't normalized, we've got to figure out what monies belong where and what are all the discretionary expenses. We understand that happens in a dental practice. Discretionary expenses are expenses that the next buyer will not be encumbered by, will not be responsible by. There's deductions that you've decided to take. It's okay. But the buyer will not need or have that expense when they purchase a dental practice. It is an unnecessary expense for the maintenance of a dental practice. For whatever reason you wrote it off, it's okay. We just have to normalize everything. If, for example, you have dental supplies at 20, 22%, we have this right now. Well, dental supplies are not that high. They're maybe 4 or 5%, sometimes lower, but not 20%. Something's wrong. That's a wrong category or something was messed up. Those numbers, and that's what we will do, we'll work with you to normalize them and figure out where those dollars were spent, or just try to figure out what's going on with that. But we're on one project 2-3 months. I mean, I can't believe how much work it's taken from my accountants. It's back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then they send us information. It's still confusing, back and forth, back and forth. It's like it never ends. So we're trying, but it is very confusing. We have to normalize everything. I mean, the answer is normalize. And you can't go back to your accountant to normalize, because apparently the books that your accountant has created, you and your accountant are comfortable with those books, but the buyer's financial institution is not comfortable. Or if it's a DSO who's buying it, they're not comfortable. And when they, have to sift through all of this information, it takes so much time. They don't have the time for this. Sometimes they'll just move on. So you don't want to have this, and for whatever reason, you've set up all this confusion of these layers of management, or whatever you call it, or unknown employees or phantom employees. It has to be normalized. Normalized meaning what the standard dental office expenses should be. So that's what we do for you as brokers. Now, I don't know if you have a broker that doesn't have an on-staff accountant. I don't know what your solution is, because you can't go to his accountant, the buyer, his or her accountant, because they're comfortable with those financial records that they presented you with. So somebody has to unravel this. So you can pay to go to a dental CPA, or you can come to us, and we're not going to charge you as a seller, to unravel and normalize all the financial records of the seller. So we're here for you for that. Call us at any time. We're one of the few, if any, brokers that have CPA accountants on staff, and we are full service. That's what makes us different. We're not a mom and pop shop. So we think we stand out and above the crowd. So please call us. We're looking forward to hearing you. Thank you. Bye.